welcome back to the Elf Nerd Podcast. I'm your host Kyle with my cinnamon co-hosts Dan and Greg.
I'd say welcome back. Hi.
Hello.
I'd have been like, good afternoon. It's not like we were on commercial break.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, it's welcome back because every time I listen to it.
Well,
yeah, whatever. Semantics. So, the only really piece of news that I saw lately is the DCEU pretty much announced that the Robert Pattinson Batman movies will not be part of the DCU.
Yay.
Neither will the Joker.
That's fine.
I thought
yeah, they're going to be a separate thing, like a different universe that has nothing.
Well, he played a really good Joker, though.
Yes, he did.
But there's the age gap between Joker and Batman in that movie is ridiculous.
Oh.
Yeah, because Bruce Wayne was literally like 13 in that, and
no, he was 8. That's when his parents died.
Okay,
so he was like 30 years younger.
Yeah, so that would be really.
So
good.
it doesn't make sense.
All right.
So what they're
coming out with a second one of that, right?
Yes, introducing Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn.
What, the Batman or the
Joker?
The
They're
Joker.
coming out with the second Joker.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep, with Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn.
We'll see.
Well,
she actually isn't a bad actor.
I'm not saying she's a bad actress. I'm just
you're just
her look is low on the nose in the first place.
Fair enough,
but
it's better than them trying to do Margot Robbie.
You didn't like her as Harley Quinn?
No, I liked her as Harley Quinn, but
she shouldn't be in the same universe. Anyway.
Yeah, same universe as the.
Oh yeah, right. Because it would mix it up.
It'd be so weird.
Right.
So they announced that they announced that the Batman, Mr. Vengeance, will not be part of DCU. It's going to be its own self-contained stories.
Well, good, because they suck.
Hopefully, the next one really bombs.
Well, there's supposed to be 3 of them, right?
They started filming the second one a week ago.
They got greenlit for 3 altogether. So
yeah,
they're filming the second, and they're going to do a third.
Supposedly, depending if the second one flops, they'll probably drop it.
It won't flop, though. You know that. No matter how bad it is, it's not going to flop.
It might. You got to pray for it.
Well, their definition of flop in the superhero movie tends to be it makes its money back. So if it only breaks even, then maybe.
Yeah, because they've canceled a couple things that they pre-greenlit.
Well, yeah. I mean, they canceled Batgirl. They canceled. Then they canceled.
Was that actually a movie, or is that something?
It was a movie. It was going to be a movie.
Yep.
Because I know a little Batwoman, Batgirl show thing didn't work out at all.
Oh no, because that was a trash fire.
No, it was going to be a movie.
They were going to do.
They actually did the filming and everything. They filmed it. They were ready to release it, and then right before they were supposed to release it, they cut it.
They realized it was garbage.
Well, good on them, I guess.
How's that work? She still got paid for it, I would imagine, right?
Probably.
Well, that's what they do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she did her part. So that's the only really news I got.
Most movies aren't due to the actors being bad actors. It's because the bad casting.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like Pattinson as Batman.
He's Vengeance. They never.
Actually,
so
the problem
horrible.
with him is he's a bad Bruce Wayne.
Horrible. He's a
horrible Bruce Wayne.
Emu.
He has the same
emo.
He has the same.
We have the worst language in here. You know that, right?
I
can't pronounce the right words. He can't read the right words.
So I like to envision
Robert
Pattinson
use
like,
words.
I like to envision Robert Pattinson when he's at home.
heavy. Yeah.
When he's at home, putting on a fake beak and feathers. I'm Vengeance. I'm an emu. I hate him.
Yeah, he had the same persona as Batman as he did as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be entirely separate.
Yeah, right.
He's supposed to be like a fun playboy guy, but he's not none of that.
He had like the smeared mascara at one point.
Yeah, he kept the mascara
It was
on.
really odd. Like it was. You're supposed to be this eccentric
Plus, why
billionaire.
is Alfred doing all the puzzles for him?
Right.
It's like somebody else doing his homework. It's weird.
He's like this eccentric billionaire walking around with smeared mascara.
I know we talked about this like half our freaking show since that movie came out.
I know we're gonna get back on it.
That and Ezra Miller.
Well, we were talking while you were away. Did you see any of the stuff for the Flash?
Yes. They're going with the Flashpoint Paradox line.
It's not exactly a Flashpoint.
Yeah, but it's close.
It has Supergirl in it for some reason.
Yeah, it's Kara arrived to Earth instead of Kal-El. Or is it Kal-El? Is that that's his?
No, it's Con-El is his father.
No, that's Jor-El.
No, Con-El is in the new 52. He's a guy who is like jetted, like went off of Krypton to try to find way to get off the planet because it's such a high gravity they couldn't really go into space really.
Okay.
And then he comes back and finds out Krypton's destroyed, so he comes back and tries to recruit him to kill the Earth and stuff.
What was Superman's Kryptonian name?
Kal-El.
Kal-El.
Kal-El. Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
How do I know that and you don't?
Because you're a nerd now. We've assimilated you.
Apparently, we haven't done anything because you didn't even know the name.
I couldn't remember it.
The only it actually looked the trailer I seen it actually looked good. It's something I might want to actually watch.
It looks good, but I'm just saying because they do have a part where they found this guy underground and it kind of looked like Kal-El.
Yeah.
Because in the Flashpoint paradox, he's like underground for like years and years and years.
Because
they've found out that if he goes in the sunlight, he's going to get superpowers. So they want that to happen.
So they kept him underground in a red sun.
Yeah, and they kept like experimenting on him.
So he's all
because he needs a yellow sun. Yeah, right. Okay.
And they had Crypto and like trying to genetically manipulate him and stuff.
Got you. Yeah. I was just more excited to see Keaton as Batman.
Is he actually going to be Thomas Wayne in that? Or is he going to be?
No. He's actually Bruce Wayne in that.
Well, that's kind of boring.
They're going with the universe that the original Batman movie from 1987 is part of the DCU.
Nah.
I can live with it.
I like Thomas Wayne with the guns.
Yeah.
Because Thomas Wayne in the Flashpoint paradox, he lived and his son died. Then you find out that later on that the Joker is his wife.
Yeah, you guys did.
And then he instead of killing all the criminals, he just basically took over all crime. And the Penguin's one of his lackeys, and he has casinos and took over everything.
Yeah, he controls everything. I mean,
and the only person who really opposes him is his wife, who went crazy because her son died.
Yes,
got it.
And then Aquaman hooked up with Wonder Woman, and then started a war
by killing
his wife.
Yeah.
Mira got mad, went to kill Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman killed her.
Okay.
And so, the Amazons and Atlantis were at war with each other. And he ended up taking Captain Atom, who's nuclear powered, and trying to manipulate him into a bomb. But it basically blowed up the entire world. Because he can manipulate quantum fields so he can travel through time and stuff. It's weird. Because he's the only guy other than the Flashes who can travel through time.
Right.
Yeah, so
it
looks good. It looks good. It looks like they fixed his running. It looks like someone taught him how to run.
It doesn't look like he was throwing things at people.
Yeah. It's so bad.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
I just don't like Ezra Miller, so it's just
nobody likes Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller,
not even the people who directed the movie liked Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller doesn't like Ezra Miller.
That's why they're doing the Flashpoint.
That's why Ezra Miller does what Ezra Miller does.
That's probably why they're doing the Flashpoint, because that way they can have any actor they want be the Flash if they feel like it. Because it's the multiverse.
They're talking about keeping him now.
No,
I swear they're talking about keeping him now. That's the big news. That's the big news on it. He's not. He's a horrible person.
The show is way better than him.
He's way more believable.
They're talking about keeping him now. If this movie is
granted, the guy from the show looks a little bit too much like what was it? Who's the guy? The weird long faced guy from 90210 back in the day?
Oh,
not Jason Priestley. The other guy, Luke something. Anyway, whatever.
So there's one other tagline that I'm going to read this article later, but I don't think I need to because the tagline perfectly explains it and it's funny. Cocaine Bear reviews say movie is exactly what you expected.
That's exactly what I want.
Gory and hilarious.
That's exactly what I want then.
I know, but I just love it. Just
it's great.
Exactly what you expect.
I can't wait to go see it.
Yes.
Are you coming? Are you coming to watch it with us?
Probably.
All right.
Group team effort.
Well, I know you're not going to watch the other one with us.
What?
Winnie the Pooh, Blood.
You're not going to watch Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey with us.
No.
No. Well, it's going to be it's going to be garbage. I just want to see how garbage.
I'm not giving them money.
I haven't even looked. Have you looked at your?
just because it became public domain doesn't mean you should make a movie.
Oh no, I agree. I'm just saying. I just want to see how garbage it's going to be.
I like to support art.
Yeah, I don't. Why didn't Velocipaster become $1 million?
Because it's garbage. Just like this is going to be garbage. And so, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey has a 5 on Rotten Tomato right now.
Yes.
A 17 by the public.
Oh, yes. Oh, feed it to me. Feed me the terribleness.
Yep.
I mean, this movie's right up Kyle's alley.
Yep. Give it to me, baby, right?
Yeah, give it to me. Shower me with your terribleness.
But, Cocaine Bear I'm really excited about.
Yeah. A lot of people like it. So
They're making a new Exorcist. I can't wait to see that. You know I love my Exorcist movie.
Yeah.
We got Evil Dead Rise coming out here in another month or two.
Yep. Then we have the Secret Wars is something I'm interested in.
Oh, yeah. What's up with that? I heard they were talking about trying to get Robert Downey Jr. back for...
I mean, yeah, they're trying to get him back at all times because he makes too much money.
Yeah, but they were going to have him play... He's an Iron Man from another universe.
Man, what a surprise.
He's a silver... It's weird. I seen a picture of it.
Oh, where he's got the silver suit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... that's just his nanotech suit that he gets every so often. He doesn't use it all the time. But
yeah, I seen they're trying to bring him back for...
Well, if the only way he should come back is if they have the best storyline of all time with Iron Man is when all the villains got all his tech, and so what he had to do was his nanotech suit. He had to destroy it in his bloodstream, so he gave himself a virus that made him forget everything.
Yeah,
right. He forgot how to do all of his technology.
Yeah.
So all his suits got progressively worse, and then he had Power of Eternity sent to Thor, so Thor would lightning him and reboot the entire thing again after he died.
Oh, okay.
It was crazy. It was the best storyline of all time. And Pepper Potts ended up taking him being Iron Man and stuff. It was sweet.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome.
Pepper Potts.
Yeah.
His wife.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought maybe the daughter.
Well,
she's later.
They didn't have the daughter in the comics.
Oh, they didn't?
Yeah, that's a newer thing.
Yeah. They could do the daughter with that storyline if they feel like it. It's
right.
Yeah, they could, absolutely. So, there's that. So, we'll go with the one movie I watched that you guys didn't. Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania. Now, I talked the plot line to you and you. The glaring plot line of Janet...
As soon as you told me it made no sense.
Yeah, Janet Van Dyne not telling anybody...
about the dangers of messing with...
The Quantumverse. That she knew there was life at. She knew...
There was a guy named Kang who could go through time and everything.
Yeah, and that she purposely sabotaged the ship to leave him there.
But she didn't tell him anything about it.
Yeah, and then was hoping that her scientist husband, daughter, and step-grandchild, who all have...
Step-grandchild.
No, it's
her grandchild.
No, it's Step.
Oh, it's Step?
Because that's from
that's his daughter. That's his daughter. That's right.
Scott Lang. So, all three of them are interested in science, and Hank Pym, since the fact that he found out he could go in and out of the quantum realm, was going to mess with it. She could have been like, hey, I don't think that's a good idea. For this exact reason, bam, no movie, done.
Right.
Or they could have just went he did it anyway, and she could have said, I told you so a bunch, and helped him out throughout the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. No, she was just a terrible character in that. Made no sense. It also bothered me because the whole movie she kept calling him Henry.
That's his name.
But everyone, half of the people were calling him Hank, and she kept calling him Henry. And it was just a weird...
It was a bad script. I understand.
Yeah, because in the first movie she called him Hank. And then all of a sudden she called him Henry. So it was
She wasn't really in the first movie too much.
I mean, sorry, not the first, the second movie.
Oh, I didn't see the second one.
Yeah, second movie. Sorry.
She was in a flashback in the first one.
Yeah, so there's that.
It was bad storyline, bad script.
Yeah, the two things they did right, and one was more right all the way up until the end, was MODOK.
I saw pictures. It's really bad.
With the helmet on or without?
No, the head thing entirely looks ridiculous.
Yeah, well, MODOK looks ridiculous. He's a giant head.
But he's supposed to be way more wrinkly and old looking.
Fair enough.
He's supposed to be really scary and crazy looking. Not just a bigger face version of the first guy from the first movie. I'm like...
Yeah, well... That's why they gave him the helmet that looked like that. I think...
Even the weird robot chickeny TV show with that guy in it was better than that. And that had Patton Oswalt as MODOK, and I don't even like him. But whatever.
I felt they did it right all the way up until the end. So they had his character nailed, where he's just crazy and sadistic and likes killing people. And then all of a sudden at the end, he gets knocked down by Scott Lang's daughter, and she goes, you know, you can stop being a dick. That might count. And he goes, yeah, right.
Well, we got him this time.
No, I just couldn't think of another way to say it.
Jerk.
Did she actually say that word?
Yes.
Yeah, he said it.
No, not him. I
mean, she did. She said that.
Oh, she actually said that?
Yeah.
Oh, no crap.
Yeah, and that's all that movie, so it should be fine. It's a quote. And then he goes, I don't know if I don't know how. She goes, well, there's always a chance to stop being a dick. And then she runs. I'm just going with it. I'll pay the fine if it really comes down to it.
We're living in the Wild Wild West now.
Because it's a quote. Because it's a quote, I think I might be actually able to get away with it. Because it's gotten downgraded over the years on some stuff as far as cussing goes. But then all of a sudden, he's had no motivation at all to portray Kang the Conqueror. And then the last minute of the fight with him, he just attacks Kang for no reason. He just flies out and he goes, my name's Darren and I'm not a D. And he attacks him. And that was it. No reason.
It sounds like it would have been way better if he was like throughout the movie wanted to get out under the thumb of Kang.
Yeah, but
and then just all of a sudden trace him at the end because he sees an opportunity or whatever.
Right.
No, this was just,
or maybe not through the movie make it so obvious, but like show little glimpses of him wanting to get out from under.
They showed one part where he started talking while Kang was trying to talk, and Kang kind of just like flicked him aside for like a hot second.
Yeah, but it never showed a moment where he seemed
generally not into what he was doing. Yeah, no. Never.
I told him, it seems like to me there's way too much going on for no reason.
Yeah.
And they would streamline the whole process if they...
I kind of feel like that's where the Marvel movies are going, though. There's so much crap going on in them.
Because they could have streamlined it, but it's just having Janet tell them about what's happening.
Right.
But they go in anyway against her advice. And
yeah, that'd have been a fine story.
Yeah. Or, Kang develops a machine to be able to track their quantum movement and pulls them in.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's what he does, but instead of Janet Van Dyne having a secret, and then they...
Well, that way they would have been more prepared for it, and then it would be more of a straight up, conflict instead of this complicated scenario involving so many subplots. It doesn't make any sense because it sounds like to me, since she didn't tell anybody anything, she had to explain stuff.
She eventually had to explain it anyways.
A lot of stuff had to be explained that didn't really need to be explained. No. You could have explained it in the beginning or closer to the beginning, and then you wouldn't have this problem.
Yeah,
but
So there was that. And then how they did Kang. Kang was great. The guy who plays Kang is...
it's what's his name from Lovecraft Country, right?
Yeah, the one who played...
he's a good actor.
He's done amazing as Kang. He's actually going to be...
He's getting a lot of work right now, actually. He's going to be in Creed 3.
Yeah, it's Michael B. Jordan's brother.
Yeah. It's not his brother, is it?
Yeah, it's his older brother.
Is it?
It's like a half-brother.
Yeah, it's his half-brother. And he's all obsessed because Michael B. Jordan abandoned that family.
Oh, in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he was the better boxer as a kid in the movie. Something happened. He went to juvenile detention and prison.
I mean, so did
he gets out.
Creed,
he gets
Creed
out.
Didn't get out. Creed got adopted by what's-her-face.
Right. So it's pretty much him saying that he got it. He got the easier life, and he wants his, because he was the better boxer as a kid. He wants his
revenge.
Yeah. But he's in that. I mean, he was in Lovecraft. Lovecraft Country was an awesome show. I liked it. I just don't know. People were mad it got canceled for season 2. I just don't know how you were going to do it.
There's not viable.
Yeah, right.
It ended well enough that you don't need to keep going with it. So
there's nothing more to say.
Yeah, there's nothing more to say.
Was it setting up anything at all? Just more multiplayer?
Is there a setup for another movie?
No, there's just more setup for the War of Kang. So it's a bunch of they showed the Council of Kangs at the end, and they're setting up for no other superheroes, just more Kang and Loki season 2.
Well, I did see Loki season 2 is coming out.
That's all they set up for. The one thing I kept complaining to Cheetah about is the woman who played Hope, who was Wasp in this. She aged horribly in between these movies.
Well, not everyone ages like like Jennifer Aniston.
No, like bad. Like it was awful.
Who knows what you'll look like in a few years, Kyle? Stop judging.
I will judge all I want. But yeah, she aged horrible. She looked. They gave her some weird costume. Like she had some really. It was like a really bad leap. Like, and also she kind of sucks through that whole movie. So this is perfect. This is what she looked like in the second movie, right? She aged a little bit, 5 years, whatever. That's her in Ant-Man and Wasp. She looks horrendous.
In that picture?
Yeah, look.
I don't think she looks bad at all.
Let me see. She looks like her. She looks basically the same age as
She's just
Rudd
a little.
does.
She just looks a little older.
A lot older.
Maybe look, Kyle. I don't know what you were seeing in the last couple movies, but she looks basically the same to me. But okay.
Yeah, well.
I was gonna say
You're
those
blind
two
too.
pictures you just showed me weren't. I mean, she looks a little older than the next one, but she's not.
I thought you were thinking.
It's not like
of
she looks like the
like a haggard,
Uh,
like a sea hag.
It's not like she looks like the crypt keeper.
I mean, ghouls and gals. She just. It's just. She looks. She doesn't look good to me.
She probably would say the same about you.
Yeah, the difference is she's got millions of dollars.
Yeah. She'd probably look at us all and say the same thing.
Yeah, these stupid hicks from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, right.
So, other than that, like,
Go back to your 1-bedroom apartment when I go back to my 15-room mansion.
of one of three I sleep at,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So, but as a whole, I do like her as Janet as Hope. She does play Wasp really well. I just
Except she's a haggard. She's a haggard sea hag.
She's the
sea hag.
she's the new crypt keeper.
She just they didn't do enough with her, and they're just the storyline was really not good. It was
Well,
just,
maybe they're weeding her out.
probably Disney's probably over them. So
I hate how Disney owns everything now.
yeah, well, that's how business works.
well,
Yay,
they
capitalism.
They should have been. They should have been subject to antitrust stuff already.
No, I should
a while ago.
Yeah, there's a couple like
Years ago.
Comcast is the same way. So
Yeah, Comcast pretty much runs everything now.
So what cable companies do is they run. You know how this is how cable companies work, so they don't have to compete with each other. Comcast owns a certain area.
Yeah,
Whoever,
but
whoever owns
Comcast started buying up some of the competitors.
whoever owns another certain area.
Yeah, but they're starting to buy up the competitors too. So now you're like, I'm going to go with these people, but they're still owned by Comcast. You know what I mean? Like a subdivision. So, other than that, we watched episodes 5 and 6 of Last of Us.
I was gonna say, look, you
I
stumbling
drew
over
a
your words
blank.
there.
I drew a blank
can't even remember Superman's name. Now you can't remember the show you've watched.
last night. Yeah, I know.
That's amazing.
It's all downhill from here. Put me in a home.
Along with Evangeline Lilly. She's apparently too old to act now.
Yep.
It's over.
She's so episode 5, which was it was episode 5. We watched 5 and 6, right?
Yeah, 5 and 6. Episode 5's were
Episode 5 was the continuation of the Sam and Henry story.
Henry, yep.
Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room with that is the stupid Kathleen storyline.
Her character sucks.
Number one, she shouldn't have been the leader of anybody. I don't understand the point. They didn't really give you any notion of why she's so inspirational.
No,
She's
not
just
at all.
kind of in charge, and you're supposed to accept
Because she
it.
was the brother of the original.
It's
rebel.
about how her brother's like this great man, but they never say that she's really great. Oh, at one point, he hints towards it.
like a weird, like I'm kind of in love with you, but not really.
Yeah, it was very odd.
No. But I'm saying there's only like one conversation about what her brother did, but then she's the leader by default. Why?
Yeah, no, it makes no sense.
And then he
I
goes-
thought the
then-
guy with the gun should have been the leader.
You know,
Yeah.
the
And then they
whole
had that one little
the
throwaway
whole
line.
scene where she's in the freaking bedroom. It was
10 minutes,
It
10
was
minutes.
it's irritating.
where she talked
irritating.
about her
What-
childhood.
Yeah, it was so irritating.
They tried to hype her up and then literally throw her away to die. So not only did we get that, then we had that throwaway line where he goes, "Your brother was a great man, but you're the
We
one
all-
who
your brother was a great man. We all loved him, but your brother didn't do anything.
you got things.
You
done."
got things done, but they never said what she got done.
She just
What'd she
inspired
get
everybody
done?
to kill him. I
You
guess
know,
all in her rage to get back at Sam and Henry.
right?
So why is she going after Sam? I was not clear.
Because Henry turned in her brother.
As a rebel,
He's the one that, not as a rebel, as a communicator.
a terrorist, because he was the leader of the.
He was a rat.
Oh.
Yeah, Henry turned him in because her brother was the leader of their resistance group against Fedra.
Oh.
Henry ratted him out to get medicine to help with Sam's leukemia.
Yeah,
That seems like a good deal to me.
that's what I said.
That's what I said.
So I'd have done the same thing.
So then she somehow not only inspired them to take down the government, but then inspired them for 10 full days plus to comb the city night and day to look for 2 children.
Yeah, it was very
And
weird.
no one questioned it.
It was very weird.
Made no sense.
Well, they were looking for.
Yeah, literally 0 people.
They were looking for Joel and Ellie
Because
too.
other than
No, that was after 10 days,
her
but the
and
first 10
bodyguard
days.
guy were the only ones involved from that group, right?
Yeah.
And then no one else questioned why would you try to murder a child and her
2 children. 2 kids.
Yeah, no question. No
Yeah,
question.
but the, yeah, Greg.
even he
they
said.
were looking for Joel.
Even he said at the end before she catches him that I'll come out. Just let my brother go. And she's like, no, can't do that. I'm like, he's 8. What do you mean? Can't do
Yeah, because she was sitting there, and that's the next thing I want to talk about is her hypocritical speech.
that. Yeah, about the
Fate
the yeah.
and children die. Adults die too.
Right. Yeah.
It was just a lot
She
of,
was saying that because he had leukemia, he was meant to die, and that because her brother wasn't sick, he wasn't meant to die.
but that's stupid.
It's a horrible line. I agree with you. It's a
And guess
horrible
what?
plot.
When you go to rebel against anybody, you take that risk. So he was meant to die because he was rebelling against the world order. You know that like it was very. It was not good. It was
No, it sounds like more like they're like really pushing hard her being evil.
yeah, for no reason.
I didn't find her evil though. I just found her like this
Stupid.
I don't
No, she's evil.
like this annoying. I found her as more of like an annoying person
Who's like, I want to get back at you for
yeah,
me.
who doesn't know how to run
Well,
anything.
the problem I have is that she doesn't inspire any loyalty to anybody.
No, she's not
But
inspiring.
it doesn't make sense.
Sense for any of these people to follow her. It doesn't make sense.
As
Not at all. And he she
the problem
a
with
few times pushes stuff off. Or the guy's like, "Hey man, we got."
Because she's straight up evil all the time. All the time. Like the doctor guy, he was helping
Henry, like the kid,
Right. Yeah.
use the leukemia medicine because that's what his thing was.
Right.
And it's there's no doctors around, but she shoots him in the face anyway.
Well, because because he knew where Henry was. She knew he knew where Henry was.
But it doesn't matter. He's a doctor.
He was the only doctor.
Keep him alive.
Oh, well, she didn't.
You can just keep him in captivity and then have him be doctor.
yeah, right. And then
Duh.
have him help someone, and then send him back to. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She's the worst leader in the world.
yeah,
I don't get it.
And like I said, she got her people to hunt for Henry and Sam for 10 days, and then on day 10, Joe and Ellie show up, and then they hunt them down for another day and a half,
Right.
and no one questioned like, hey, why
it's a waste of resources, a waste of ammo.
Everything.
waste of time, waste of people,
And then they end up all dying because they
Well,
get a new pocket of infected.
Well, even her like number one guy kind of wanted to be like, "What are we doing this for?"
Yeah, like it's not there. Like let it go.
But to me, he didn't push it hard enough.
No, he didn't.
Well, when he
That's
came,
the part where I think they should have deviated from the story.
that was a part of the whole room scene that I couldn't stand. He came in and she's like, "If you're here to tell me to forgive," I was like,
He
"Oh."
told me to forget.
I was like, "Here we go." It's a horrible scene.
Look, if this to me, if it was such a hard Scrabble Survivor situation, somebody would have shot her.
Oh, that's what I told Kyle. I mean, I just wanted to see him pull his gun up and shoot her right now.
So
They got more stuff to worry about at that point.
Because I think they were pushing her being evil hard so that at the end when she dies, no one has sympathy. But I didn't have sympathy in the first
No, I know,
place.
not at all.
So, because like at the beginning when Joel and the girl were like fighting those guys, right? And he shot those two guys, and the other guy got in, and
And
then she shot him, and then she's like, "These guys, we have to go get them." I go, "Why?
Well,
they were getting attacked. Why would you?"
Well, initially she thought it was Henry that killed him.
yeah, her inspirational speech was Henry and Sam did these.
Yeah.
These two children
Yeah.
recruited other people to
Although
kill
I
our
did
people.
find
That's when they
hilarious
started
the
going-
one part where the guy's like, "Goes, it's all right, we're not fighting anymore." Bam, bam, bam. Like, yeah,
We can
that
be
was the
friends.
best part.
Yeah, we can be friends. I'm friends. My name's this.
No, he thumped him. He didn't shoot him.
No, but then he had a bullet wound or a knife wound in his chest. But I'm saying what he's saying is the fact of he went from trying to kill them to we can be friends.
Oh yeah, right. My name's
And I find it funny that she like shot him, and then he's like, "You don't want to see this part." I'm like, "Really?
Yeah.
Don't you want to get her used to it?" That's
Yeah.
the point.
So then
I think he was just protecting her because she's a
the
kid.
other weird part was when they found the underground bunker.
Like he said, it's easier for an adult to see it than it is a kid.
Yeah. The other part I found weird was the underground bunker when Henry decided to do a lame exposition dump.
Yeah, that was all dumb too. The whole
Telling on himself.
Yeah,
He's like, I did something really bad. I ratted him out. Joel's like, I don't care.
yeah, pretty much.
He's like, you told me you're a rat. He goes, it's much worse than that.
It would have been. It should have been a
But
flashback. That's what it should have been.
But Joel, like us, said, if you did it to save him,
He gets it.
I totally understand it.
I know why.
yeah, they could have went. I betrayed them for leukemia medicine for my.
That's
the only two sentences they needed.
Yeah, right. He could have just left it at
He
that.
didn't need this big
Yeah,
explanation.
right.
Like,
Yeah,
he, like
Then he could
was
have
there
gone,
at Jesus.
okay,
Like, he was
yeah,
Judas.
right. Yeah,
He was acting like he was Judas and turned into Jesus.
right. He was like, he said that, and Joel was like, "Well, if that's what you did it for, I totally get it."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, it's worse than that." And I'm like, "Here we go."
What one way they could have did it was like I said, those two sentences. He goes, "Oh, okay, I understand that." And then what happens with Henry when he gets cut and he ends up turning into an infected?
Yeah.
After that, him and Joel and Ellie could talk about it, like when they're walking or whatever, and go like, maybe this would happen and all this other stuff.
Right.
Could have been a lot of things he could have did, but they decided to do a monologue
Yeah.
in the middle of a TV show.
It was odd.
Yeah.
What is this, Shakespeare?
Yeah.
It was odd. The whole the worst part about the episode was where she's in the room giving that dumb little speech for 10 minutes.
So then we move on to episode 6.
Well, that's because the infected that came in at the end were the ones that she left under the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where they
yeah.
started to show that they were coming.
Yeah, where he was like, "Hey, we need to
And
tell the
she's
people."
like not even because that's the other problem with it. She didn't like tell anybody about that.
You're right,
And
that's-
so when they come back and the thing falls down, no one's running for their lives because no one knows about it.
"Oh, well, she does."
But she
Yeah.
stood there and
didn't
cared
tell
more
her.
about Henry than like saving everybody she knew.
Yeah, it was her only goal in life was to kill Henry.
That's ridiculous.
Yes.
I'm just emphasizing.
Like you said,
how
she was a bad leader. She didn't.
It was blood.
there was nothing she was leading anyone to do other than kill Henry.
Yeah.
There was nothing that she didn't
and
make.
it makes no sense that anyone would
So she was
follow her
in.
doing
She
that.
was in 3 episodes, and not one time did I hear her make.
Which 3? Which 2? At the end of 4.
She was in.
And then
She was in the end of 3. She was in the end of 4. She was in 5, and she was in 6.
No.
Oh no, she wasn't in 6.
Yeah,
No.
2. She was
Six
at the
is
end.
when they were
Okay, she's in 2, but she never makes a head person decision other than kill Henry.
Yeah, that's all. So that's why like she and it
And they gave her a problem. He's like, "Hey, look, we got some stuff. The people on the ground are coming out," and she was like, "Meh, shut the door."
it's fine. We have to get these 2 little black kids first.
Yeah, right. Like, come on.
And
Okay.
you know what? Speaking of that, that's what I think made it more ironic and funny. She was the exact look of most Karens you see on the internet.
Yeah.
She looked exactly like Karen. She had the puffy white coat with the like everything, and she talked like she wanted to talk to your manager. I want to talk to your manager.
She never like raised her voice, but she had this like.
She tried to go for like a creepy, crazy voice, and it was so. She has such a flat. Oh, Henry.
Yeah, it was like really weird.
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
There was no empathy. There was nothing. There was no. It was, even when she's like.
Even when she was giving her speech about her brother, it was weird. It was odd.
My brother died.
Yeah, it was very odd.
Dead. He was a great man. Like it was just bad. She's bad. She sucks.
Okay, episode 6.
She's not beautiful on the inside.
Episode 6.
Episode 6. Now,
episode 6 starts off with the cabin in the field.
Before we get fully into that, I wanted to take one jump back. Was the weird, like you said, how that storyline didn't make sense, and she was a really crappy leader. In the game, it was just a city full of raiders and killers that killed the government and just went crazy and started living in their own raider society,
right? Where
they were just murderers, taking what they wanted to keep their people alive. And then you stumbled upon Henry and Sam,
right?
And then they like Henry and Sam were like, "Hey, we're kind of sissies. We're gonna follow you and get ourselves out of town. We're gonna work together to get out of town."
Sounds like they could have just did that straight up without even.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They chose to do this all this extra instead of just making a town full of raiders. They tried to put all this character and emphasis.
Could have been basically a whole action episode, basically.
Yeah. So then we move on to 6.
Lots of shaky cam. That's why I
shaky cam. Just
shaky cam.
All of a sudden turns into the Blair Witch Project. I'm so scared right now.
Standing in the corner, boogers running out of their nose.
So we get to episode 6 where they're finally in Wyoming. And
they come out into the cabin.
They find this cabin,
which was actually a pretty funny scene.
Yes, that was never in the game, but I appreciate it for what it was.
The wife was the best.
Yeah, she was. It was.
You made them soup.
She's like, yeah,
they were hungry.
He's like, did you tell them the truth? Yeah. Are you telling me the truth?
Yeah, because he was half expecting his wife to lie so he'd get shot.
That was pretty good. He's like, "Are you telling me the truth?"
Yeah. That was a good scene. They had it very well down. Then she stole the rabbit.
He stole the rabbit. Yeah. He had the deer. So listen, I know you guys don't hunt. There's one thing that irritated me is he had the deer hanging from the.
Yeah.
To skin a deer and everything when after it's cold and frozen is the worst thing in the world. I complained about it, didn't I? I was the only thing I complained about the whole scene. I was like,
that was the down part.
I was like, you better skin the deer.
They should have skinned that deer right away. This episode's automatically a 3 out of 5.
I make it a pain in the butt once they're cold to skin them out.
This show is completely ridiculous and unbelievable.
It's the only part about the whole scene I didn't like.
That's understandable.
She just like, just shut up.
So then they get to Wyoming, and then they warn them about when they get across the river that they have to be wary of
Death River.
Yeah, and they have to be wary of whoever's there. They're just killing people.
The society's just killing people, letting them lay on the ground.
So they get to the dam.
Well, they get to the river. And they're shooting off. They're shooting off. They get to the first river, and they're shooting off the gun to see if they'll get anyone to
come out.
Bait
them out. Nothing happens. So then they get to the dam, which was an intersection between 2 rivers,
right?
And then they're like, maybe this was Death.
And then
River.
Ellie, where they're walking, Ellie goes, "Oh, hey, what if this is Death River?"
And then, sure enough, a group of people show up on horseback. And then they go. They don't have the technology to do tests, so they have a dog that can.
By the way, how did they get 2 horses on their own?
What's up?
How did they get 2 horses on their own?
Oh, you mean when they
came back? How did they get 2 extra horses? I was going to say it in the middle of the episode.
Oh yeah, they both came.
They both came back on a horse by themselves. By themselves. When they weren't riding. Yeah, they weren't riding with anybody. Yeah, they had their own horses.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Yeah. How'd they get the extra horses?
I don't know, maybe they brought them along. Like, maybe we'll find 2 survivors. Let's take these 2 extra horses.
They just brought 2 random horses with them.
So they go through that.
If their standard policy is to kill everybody they see, I don't see how that's happening.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Good job, Greg.
Or what they should have
dismantling
been.
this piece
What it should have been was they have the same amount of horses and 2 people are double up.
Well, yeah, I agree, but that's not what happened. Everyone came in on their own horse.
No, Ellie and him doubled up.
No.
No, they doubled up.
They
on
doubled
the
up. They
second-
doubled up when they left.
But when they came into their little,
They had their
base
own
camp,
horses.
They had their own horses.
Yeah, the one that makes sense
Happened later.
happened later.
Oh.
The one that doesn't make sense happens when they
So-
go to the fort.
Throughout the episode, Joel starts holding his chest and like having panic attacks.
One time before they get to the fort. And that's when he's leaving the.
No, he's having a panic attack when the dog was getting ready to sniff. Remember, he started
Oh
freaking
yeah,
out.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So
Because he thought
Ellie was going to get sniffed out. Yeah, right.
yeah, so they get to Wyoming. They get to the encampment. They find Tommy,
Joel's brother.
Joel's brother.
Well,
Who-
plus they have like a cool scene with her trying to shoot, and she sucks.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, when they're doing the father-daughter
Yeah.
bonding moment. With the,
Oh, that's at the end. Yeah.
That's when they're on their way to the city.
Yep.
But what made it
I thought that was
funnier when they first got to the base encampment is when they show Tommy with his much longer hair and super
And
thick
the
mustache, who looks severely more Hispanic now than he did in the first episode.
It irritates him so much.
Because now it's really bad that they don't even remotely look alike at all. And they threw a lot away that is. What do you
Does
look
it look like? Did your brother look like you? And he's like, yeah, a little bit.
He goes, yeah. It's like, no, he doesn't at all.
And he's like, then I haven't seen him.
So I don't,
He's much thinner for one thing.
Much thinner,
and way darker.
a little shorter.
He's not that much darker.
Yes, he is.
He's not like way darker, but
He's not swarthy or anything.
But like he's definitely a few shades
he's
darker.
not your shade.
No, but he's a little bit lighter than me. But it's like,
You can definitely tell that either one's got a little more sun than the other, or the other.
and they're in Wyoming, so there's not that much sun in the middle of winter.
I think you're making too much of this.
No,
a little bit, yeah.
I will die on this hill, just like Batman
It's
Returns.
it's the first thing he complained about. The very first thing when
There's
we
always
watched
some
the first
stupid little
episode.
thing you're into.
Yes, and that is also a hill I'm dying on. So I have my nice little hill of Batman Returns as a Christmas movie, followed
is
up
not.
with the Connector Bridge 2. They
Which is
don't
not.
look alike.
Although I will give you that it's more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard.
Getting up there, just gotta keep ramming the gates.
But he said that like multiple times
I
already.
know. I just gotta keep going though. Keep pushing forward ahead. Eventually he'll get it.
No, never. Neither one of them are Christmas movies.
I'll get you by the time we die.
No.
You'd be on your deathbed. It's still not.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Before you die, I'm going to look you in the eyes and be like, it's still not a Christmas movie. So, anyways, they're in the encampment. It's a very weird. Ellie's like really snappy and crappy to him for no reason when they're eating.
Yeah, she's just got attitude.
She's like cursing at the lady. She wants her gun back.
Well, the whole,
Oh, she got irritated because the way they treat him in the beginning, probably.
yeah, but on
That's
top
what I
of it,
chalked it.
Well, yeah, but I kind of get that, but then
Because she seems the way she's playing her is basically like when she's in trouble, she stays quiet, but then once she knows she's safe, she tends to get snappy again because that's the way she relieves stress.
I kind of get that. But in the beginning, it seemed like they were more protective of the fort and to make sure no one had.
I thought
Was infected.
I thought it went a little overboard, but that's just because I thought maybe that she would have been smacked down at that point. But that's just me.
But she's sitting there.
She was really pressing the limits there for no reason.
Really weird. Like that girl, that the other girl comes over and stares for a second, and she like screams at the
like,
girl.
"What the hell are you looking at?"
Yeah, right. Like it's really weird. It's an odd.
But I mean,
it's an
I get
odd
it.
part of the
Like,
series.
I get it because people are just staring at them. But like these people had to have seen other people. There's no way that entire community was just there.
Yeah, but you're still a new person that they bring into a community that they're trying not to.
Yeah, but
Show
it's, you know what I mean? I get both sides of it. Like, yeah, I could be like they're kind of wondering about
It
this.
sounds
kid.
like to me it's a director's choice. They wanted her to do that. So
yeah.
Well, obviously
Absolutely.
they did. Yeah,
But
right.
it
It was just
like-
a little more extreme.
to me, it was just an odd moment.
Yeah, Ellie wasn't that extreme with like people who are being nice. She was just going a little overboard with it.
Right.
So,
Although I found it hilarious when they were eating at the table, he was like Joel was trying to be a father figure there for some reason.
yeah,
But like,
Well, I think
thank you,
beca-
ma'am, and
Oh,
all this stuff.
I think
and then
because
he's like,
he's trying to be.
you have to be polite at the table.
well, I think because they were like staring at him real weird.
Yeah, and then And then Ellie started making him be polite.
like even his brother was staring at him like, what's going on?
Yeah, it was weird. So
you find out that he's trying to recruit Tommy to come with him
because Tommy's young.
because Tommy's younger. They find out that Tommy's actually married to the lady, which sets off Joel. Joel doesn't like it.
Because now Tommy's going to have a family when Joel doesn't.
Right. And then Tommy and Joel have their little moment in the bar where he tells Joel he's going to have a kid. And then Joel does not respond in the correct way.
At all. We'll see how good of a dad you are.
Yeah, right.
Like,
And then he goes to the a shoe shop to try to fix his boots, and then he comes in and gives him boots, and then he breaks down.
yeah, which
About
He tells him the
about
whole
being
story.
too old.
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah.
he can't do it, and he can't deal with the pressures of trying to keep Ellie safe because he all of a sudden cares.
Oh yeah, I want to circle back to the whole. They were talking about Joel's reputation about being a murderer and stuff.
Yeah,
I do like the part where Ellie's like, "Well, yeah, your husband did it too,"
yeah, and then she
totally ignores the whole.
she wanted to
statement.
blame Joel for
She
it.
totally ignores the whole statement.
Yeah, she wanted to say, well, he was only following Joel. Because in the game, when Tommy was younger and this all happened, Tommy was a wuss, and Joel kind of led him.
Right.
And that's where he got the whole, like, Joel was the main, like, raider guy. Like, they
well, that's why she remained quiet about it. She understands that he did do stuff,
Right.
but she's not gonna like go against him or whatever. It doesn't sound like it seemed to me as more like the thing she's like, yeah, you do have a point, but not all the way.
Well, yeah, right.
You know.
admitting she's wrong without saying it.
Yeah, right.
So then we have that weird emotional breakdown of Joel.
It's not weird.
Well,
It's not weird.
Well, he's saying he's too old. What he's saying is he's too old. He doesn't have the
Because he was
strength.
having the panic
He
attack
doesn't.
before that.
Right? Yeah. He doesn't have the. He
But
doesn't
he just
have
didn't
the.
know why.
He doesn't have the reaction time
And
anymore.
now he thinks that he can't do it.
Yeah.
And he's not used to that.
At one point he said that kid that got up on him, he'd have beat the crap out of him 10 years ago.
Yeah. But he was struggling.
Yeah, but he couldn't do it no more.
Because it calls back to the beginning when they got caught. He said that he thought that she was going to die because the dog would have sniffed down there.
Right.
Yeah.
So it worked fine.
It worked. I will say that.
It's
it
a little
worked
bit
fine.
out, for you. I understand where you're coming from. It's a little bit out of the blue, somewhat, but
I liked it better in the game where all the way up until that point, Joel was still very cold towards Ellie. Mm-hmm. And then when she ran away, when they had the whole talk in the bedroom before,
Where he said that
"You're not my daughter.
you're not my daughter, I'm not your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We're just going our separate ways. Oh, he said that you don't understand loss because she tried to bring up his daughter.
yeah,
And she was like, loss? What are you talking about? Everyone I've ever known or loved is dead.
yeah." That argument happens. That argument happens after you go find her after she runs away because she finds out that you are going to dump Tom. You're going to dump Tommy on her.
Right.
And she runs away, and then you save her from Raider because she wandered upon a Raider camp. And
Now is it?
That's an extra half an hour. That's an extra part. That's why they streamlined it.
Yeah,
I
right.
know I have no problem streamlining it, but I liked it better when it was like he was still really cold about it until that next morning when he thought about it. And
Now, is that why he wanted to in the game too? Is that why he wanted to dump her off on Tommy in the game? Same reason?
no, he wanted to dump her off because he didn't want the emotional connection.
Okay.
He was still jaded and hating because of what happened to his daughter.
They went another way.
They went another way, so it made him more human.
But yeah, I get it.
Less damage.
Well, I get it.
Less
I just want to know what the comparison was to the
Yeah,
game.
the originally he just wanted to get rid of her because he was tired of this job. It was too much, and he figured Tommy would be better suited to get because he was He realized he was starting to care,
Right.
and he wanted to drive himself away from caring. So
Right.
he wanted to get rid of her to stop caring.
Well, because that's
he's only slightly caring right then anyway.
Yeah, well, no, he's a lot more because that breakdown was
Well, no, the breakdown was outside. It wasn't in front of her though.
but
So
what
it's a
I'm-
totally different thing.
well, but it's
So it's not in front of her, and then he tries to bring back the walls up, and then she
Yeah,
gives
right.
her a choice. He goes, "Which one do you want?" And she said, "You,"
oh shit. He didn't even.
because
Get
I don't know Tommy.
Right. Well, yeah. Right.
she doesn't feel safe, which fine. I get. Like I said, I have no problem with it. It just was a very
And that's when he teaches her to shoot the gun.
Yeah, and it works better for the end of the show when he gets
Stab.
Stab.
Yeah, right.
That was the other part I was really mad about.
Why?
Because in the game, it's with a piece of rebarb that he
When
falls.
he falls back.
Cares about this game, dude?
I do.
Let it go. It can't be
No.
exact anyway. It's fine. It's
No.
out of the blue. He didn't feel it coming. He still snapped that guy's neck.
That was.
That was pretty bad.
It was.
That was
I
pretty-
was like, heck yeah.
That was crazy. I seriously thought he was fine, and then all of a sudden you see it, and you're like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, but I just liked it better when he was fighting that dude.
So in the
And then
game,
he falls back off that balcony into the hospital onto the rebar.
That's a stunt they didn't need to do. Okay, same thing, same
Budget.
result,
Budget.
same result.
Budget.
Why do you need to do like a big, like a pill, like a big production
Like a
with the stunt guys?
like Mufasa getting thrown off the cliff.
Hail to the king.
So yeah, they get to
What was it?
I don't know what was the city they were going. They're going to Salt Lake.
They're
now.
going Salt Lake, but they started
they
going
were
down
going-
the train. They were heading away.
No. I'm saying
They were going. They went to Colorado State, I think it was.
Yes, they went to.
Yeah, that's where
One
they college.
thought
Yeah,
they
they're
were
right.
at, but
right.
then they go up into the place, see
they-
sandbags and the woods there.
You see everything's abandoned.
Yep. So
And
they
they-
find
they-
out they're going.
Then
to.
you go up there's a bunch of monkeys around, baboon, whatever they are,
Yeah, monkeys.
and then
And then they figure out that they ditched it and went to
Salt Lake.
Salt Lake City. And then that's when the Raiders come. They sneak out the back, and then the one guy attacks him from behind.
Yep.
and get stabbed with a.
Which, by the way, Ellie should have seen him coming way before she did.
Yeah.
She could have been like 3-4 minutes before him, like, hey, there's a dude coming. They're in a wide open area.
So then, what we're gonna get next?
She's only shot one guy. Maybe she's still freaked out. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. So there's only 2 episodes left.
Right. Okay. So
So the next one's about her taking care of him. Probably.
So if no one's seen it, he got stabbed. The guy went to swing at him with a baseball bat. He ducks. It
Snaps
shatters on a tree.
They have-
Joel gets him in a rear naked choke and breaks his neck.
Yep.
And then when he turns around, Ellie realizes he was stabbed in the stomach with a shard of the bat,
And he pulled it out for reasons. Unknown.
which he shouldn't have done. You'd never pull out. You never pull out a stab wound.
Yeah.
They get on the horse, take off, and the episode ends because he falls off the horse.
Yep.
He collapses and falls off the horse.
So from the game, we get to a really awesome part. Now, I don't know how they're going to fit this into only 2 episodes.
They're not. Accept it.
No. There's
They're
like
not even gonna get to the end of the first game in the first season.
yeah, they are. We're at the near. I think what they're going to do is probably jam everything that happened with the Joel being incapacitated into one episode, which will be okay.
Maybe even half an episode.
Well, they keep showing her little love interest with that girl, so we got to get to that part too. They show Ellie's love interest with that little girl.
What little girl?
They keep showing her at some point on the carousel with some girl.
Oh, yeah, no, she's dead. The one with the carousel, she's super dead. Remember how she said that she killed one other person?
Yeah.
That's who she killed.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Well, because she turned into a thing.
Yeah, they both got bit, and they were going to kill each other.
Oh, see, I don't
They
know the
turned.
game. See, I don't know the game.
Yeah, it was a DLC that happened after the game to explain.
Okay.
So how did the one guy shoot himself after Henry got infected?
Yes,
Okay.
that still happened.
Yeah,
the
he
part
did.
they changed about that too was instead of Sam not telling everybody that he was bitten,
Yeah.
he showed Ellie. Ellie tried to pour her blood on it like that was going to fix it.
Well, because she knew she was immune.
She's not a scientist.
I know, but it was just
How much science does she know? None.
Right.
fair enough.
No.
I mean, to a 13-year-old kid, that would probably make sense.
Fair enough.
Especially someone who's never been around doctors.
Yeah, so we're getting into the Joel incapacitated arc, which in the game was awesome. Because it was creepy and cringy and then becomes really extreme.
The only thing I would say that I don't like about the series, and I didn't play the games, and I'm pretty sure the game's probably more gory, There's not a lot of action scenes.
No, they've
Because there's not a lot of raiders. In the game, it's all about dealing with raiders. Like the whole
either raiders or zombies
Always
all
on.
the time.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, there's only like 3 episodes with really zombies in it.
Yeah.
and
Well,
it's usually like a big burst of a lot of them.
so
Right.
if they do this right,
It's not like they got to navigate a city through.
Right. That's why I think this, the part with the whatever her face is. What's her name again? The leader we don't like.
Yeah, right.
Catherine.
That could have been a whole thing with raiders and infected
Kathleen.
and trying to get through the city. That
Yeah,
could have been
right.
a whole episode of that, but they decided not to do that.
Yeah. So if they do the game at all any justice, even if they take out all the like in between gamey play stuff where it was just a lot of not going on,
Yeah.
you were just doing killing and stuff, there should be a crap ton of action in the next 2 episodes.
Well, hopefully. I like the series. Don't get me wrong. I like the series. I don't want that.
You were
to
just
be-
expecting
Yeah, I was
more.
expecting more action than
What we got.
right because when this was announced, there's a guy at work that was just giddy about it.
Yeah, and I still think it's good, and I still think it's worth it.
Well, he likes it too, but he said the same thing. We were talking about it today, and I was like, I thought there was gonna be more action. He's like, yeah. He goes, it's the only thing I would complain about the show too.
Yeah. So, other than that, we got 2 more episodes left. Then we can start Carnival Row.
What in hell? What is that?
Carnival, it's awesome.
It's really good.
Do you have Amazon Prime?
This isn't a horror thing.
No. It's kind of like almost like Fantastical Beast.
It's a cross between
It's Orlando.
almost like Nazi Germany when it was Nazi Germany,
Yeah, right.
except for instead of it being
So like it's like normal humans are at war with like fairies.
well, they
and-
were at war with them. It was like
Yeah,
weird. There was a weird war.
Well, the one
going
with
on
the
in
fairy,
Fae.
the one with the fae is still kind of going on.
Yeah, something happened in the Fae where all the Fae creatures moved to the human realm,
Right.
And now they're put under like ghettos and stuff.
Yeah, right.
So it's sort of like like a more expanded version of a Wolf Among Us, kind of.
Yeah, that's actually perfect.
You remember the game Wolf Among Us?
He's never
I'm not a gamer.
Well, anyway, it's basically like all the mythological creatures from like the Disney movies
Yeah.
go into the real world.
Okay.
And the ones that are really non-human have to go into another, like a farm. Because
Kind of sounds like that.
yeah.
but it's not as oppressive. It's
Yeah.
more like they're just hiding. The human ones are hiding in regular population.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
lost a lot of their magic because they're not.
Okay.
And the ones that can afford magic have like glamours that make them look human.
Die.
Right.
Old Bigby
And
kind-
like Snow White's one of the main characters and stuff.
Yeah.
and old Bigby.
Yeah. It's a good show.
Yeah, it's really good. I'll see what I can do about that for you, Dan.
It's Cara Delevingne. I hate her.
Yeah, well,
She's
get over it.
annoying. Orlando Bloom, but like really tatted up now though.
Yeah,
I tell you what, he plays a good part in it.
yeah,
Orlando Bloom. Well, obviously he's the main character, but
No, they're the only two I know.
yeah. I'll see what I can do for that for you.
it's a good
See
show.
if I can get it to you.
What,
It is
the-
really good.
It's a really good show.
Other than that,
Oh, it's Victorian. It's not modern though.
It's
Victoria.
definitely back.
what else do we have coming up? Woody the Blue Blood and Honey and Cocaine Bear.
And Cocaine Bear, like I said,
Honey.
Evil Dead Rise,
Look,
The
why are
Exorcist.
you giving them money? We don't need the ideas like this to
yes,
propagate
we
in the
do.
world.
He was going to give him money anyways. I just want to see what kind of a crap show it's going to be.
They were going to get my
I-
money no matter what.
It's one of those things where I go in with no expectation of liking any part of it. I just want to see how crappy it is.
He's blaming me for going.
No, his enthusiasm is a little bit over.
Oh yeah.
You're overbearing.
Well, he's gonna. You know he's gonna like it.
You're overbearing.
it's gonna be his favorite movie of 2023.
Look,
it's going to be on my top five.
and
I didn't see
our end of the year December show, and when we do our rankings, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is gonna be #1. I can sit here right now and tell you that's what it's gonna be.
Yes,
5% critic rating and a 17% audience rating.
it is on there.
It's gonna be his favorite movie.
So, other than that, I was floating around ideas for the show. Just real quick, we were talking about writing fan fiction for like a hot
Kyle was really talking about writing.
going
fan
to like a
fiction.
poetry slam or some open mic
Right.
night.
He just wants to see how fast we can get kicked out of a show.
No, out of open mic night.
Write fan fiction. I don't care what you do.
Come on, Dan, you're gonna write.
Why
with
should
us.
I be part of this? I'll proofread,
Proofread.
but that's going to take forever because you can't spell.
Wow, thanks, Dan.
What do you mean? Wow! Everyone knows it. What was the name you were trying to pronounce the other day, and I had to correct you?
But that's time for the show.
You were here.
We're gonna have a good night.
I wasn't
Maury,
paying attention,
Maury.
honestly.
All right.